In our interconnected world, silence can often be the loudest alarm. When a place that is usually bustling with activity suddenly goes quiet, it sends shockwaves far beyond its borders. In today's age, where every corner of the globe is linked by invisible threads of communication, commerce, and travel, even a brief pause in one region can have profound consequences everywhere. On October 2, 2025, Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport, a critical global hub, went dark. The runways, usually alive with the roar of engines and the glow of landing lights, were suddenly shrouded in darkness. The terminals, once filled with travelers from every continent, stood eerily empty. For the first time in decades, the heart of Alaska's aviation network stopped beating. Flights stopped mid-journey, communications with pilots and ground crews ceased, and the world held its breath. Airlines scrambled to reroute planes, passengers were stranded, and families anxiously awaited news. The silence was not just the absence of sound, but the sudden halt of a system millions depend on every day. This wasn't just a local disruption. It highlighted our system's vulnerability and the global ripple effect of localized events. Newsrooms across continents broke the story, and airline route maps lit up with red lines of disruption. People everywhere realized how a single point of failure could send shockwaves through the world's transportation and communication networks. Positioned at the crossroads of Asia, North America, and the Arctic, Alaska's airspace is vital for trade and defense. Every day, hundreds of commercial and cargo flights cross this region, carrying goods, people, and information between continents. The state's unique location makes it a linchpin for global logistics, military operations, and emergency response. The shutdown forced a high alert status for the U.S. military, demonstrating how quickly isolated problems can escalate. Military jets scrambled, command centers buzzed with activity, and radar screens tracked every movement in the skies. The incident underscored the delicate balance between civilian infrastructure and national security, and how quickly that balance can be threatened. Tonight, we delve into what really happened, exploring the far-reaching consequences for the nation and its people. Investigative journalists are piecing together the timeline, officials are holding press conferences, and the nation is demanding answers. The story is still unfolding, and its impact will be felt for years to come. This is more than a news report. It is an essential briefing on a moment that tested America's resilience. Emergency response teams mobilized, government leaders convened in urgent meetings, and the president addressed the nation. The event became a test of preparedness, unity, and the ability to respond to the unexpected. Understanding this event is crucial for every citizen who relies on the safety and stability of our nation. As families gathered around their televisions and classrooms discussed the unfolding crisis, it became clear: Alaska's silence was not just a local story, but a global wake-up call. Tonight, we examine why this moment matters to us all, and what it reveals about the world we live in. To truly grasp the gravity of the recent shutdown, it's essential to understand the unique and storied history of Alaska's airports. These aren't just ordinary airfields, they are lifelines for remote communities, vital arteries for commerce, and strategic assets for national defense. Alaska's vast, rugged terrain and harsh weather make air travel not just convenient, but often the only practical way to connect people and deliver supplies across the state. Many of these airports were originally constructed during World War II, when Alaska's location made it a critical link in the Lend-Lease program, which supplied the Soviet Union with much-needed aircraft and resources. The runways carved out of ice and tundra became gateways for thousands of planes, playing a pivotal role in the Allied war effort and shaping the region's infrastructure for decades to come. As the Cold War dawned, Alaska's airports transformed into the front line of North American air defense. Military jets, radar installations, and early warning systems were stationed here, ready to respond at a moment's notice to any threat from across the Arctic. The state's strategic position made it a crucial buffer and a watchtower for the entire continent. In the decades that followed, Anchorage International Airport emerged as a global logistics powerhouse. Its location, almost equidistant between major cities in North America and Asia, made it a vital refueling and cargo transfer point for giants like FedEx and UPS. Every day, tons of goods pass through Alaska, connecting markets and supporting economies around the world. The security of these airports is paramount. They are not only gateways for travelers and goods, but also integrated nodes of national and economic security. Rigorous screening, constant vigilance, and advanced technology help protect against threats, ensuring the safety of passengers and the integrity of critical supply chains. Any disruption here has far-reaching consequences. It threatens military readiness, delays humanitarian aid, and interrupts the flow of international commerce. The ripple effects can be felt not just in Alaska, but across the globe, highlighting the state's outsized role in both national defense and the world economy. This rich history and strategic importance explain why the sudden shutdown triggered an immediate, high-level response from authorities. Emergency teams mobilized, and government officials coordinated efforts to restore operations as quickly as possible. The infrastructure here is designed with multiple layers of security, seamlessly integrating civilian and military operations. This collaboration ensures that Alaska's airports remain resilient, adaptable, and ready to face any challenge. With this context, it becomes clear why the highest levels of the U.S. government reacted so swiftly. Alaska's airports are more than just transportation hubs. They are pillars of national security and global commerce, deserving of vigilant protection and rapid response in times of crisis. October 2, 2025 began like any other day in Anchorage, Alaska. The sun crept over the horizon, casting a golden glow on the bustling Anchorage International Airport. Passengers hurried through the terminal, dragging suitcases and sipping coffee, unaware that their routine morning was about to be shattered. The airport was alive with the usual energy, families reuniting, business travelers checking their phones, and staff preparing for another busy day. No one suspected that within minutes, everything would change. At precisely 5:15 a.m., disaster struck. A catastrophic loss of all primary systems occurred without warning. The control room, once filled with the hum of technology, fell eerily silent as screens flickered and went dark. Radar screens, the eyes of the airport, suddenly went blank. Air traffic controllers, the unseen guardians of the skies, lost all radio communication with incoming and outgoing flights. Static filled the airwaves and confusion spread rapidly. Backup systems, designed to prevent such chaos, failed to engage. This was no ordinary glitch. It was a total systems collapse, leaving the airport blind and deaf to the outside world. By 5:30 a.m., the airport manager had no choice but to declare a full ground stop. All flights were halted, and planes already in the air were diverted or forced to circle, awaiting instructions. The Federal Aviation Administration quickly responded, implementing a national ground stop for all Anchorage-bound flights. Across the country, flight boards lit up with delays and cancellations, as the ripple effect of the crisis spread. The U.S. military was immediately alerted. NORAD, responsible for defending North American airspace, elevated its alert status, bracing for the possibility that this was more than a technical failure. The public first learned of the unfolding crisis through stark emergency alerts on their phones and breaking news tickers. Panic and confusion spread as people tried to understand what was happening. At 6:45 a.m., after more than an hour of uncertainty, the airport held an official press conference. A spokesperson confirmed a major systems failure, but offered few details, fueling speculation and anxiety. For nearly 4 hours, Anchorage International Airport became a black hole of information. Passengers wandered the terminals, desperate for answers, while information desks stood empty and silent. Behind the scenes, teams of technicians and engineers worked frantically, racing against time to diagnose and fix the problem. Every minute felt like an eternity as they searched for the cause of the unprecedented failure. The line between a catastrophic technical disaster and a deliberate attack was terrifyingly thin. Officials watched anxiously, knowing that the fate of thousands, and perhaps the nation, hung in the balance. After hours of investigation, officials traced the shutdown to internal system failures. A software update bug corrupted the main operating system and backups. A network reconfiguration left backups interconnected, spreading the failure. The result was a total blackout of the airport's digital systems. During the 4-hour shutdown, 78 flights were affected. An estimated 5,000 passengers were stranded. By 9:30 a.m., a tertiary backup system was brought online. The first plane landed at 9:45 a.m., ending the immediate crisis. The incident exposed significant vulnerabilities, prompting a comprehensive review. Official communication was crucial to managing public perception. At 6:45 a.m., the airport confirmed a full shutdown due to systems failure. The FAA and Department of Homeland Security addressed the nation. FAA Administrator Michael Whitaker emphasized safety and ongoing investigations. The Pentagon reassured the public of strong defense postures. Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy provided updates and reassurances. He thanked technicians and controllers for managing the situation. A full investigation into the failure's cause is underway. Alaska is open for business, working to return to normalcy. These statements helped control the situation and prevent panic. Communication was key to maintaining public trust and order. The shutdown sent shockwaves beyond the airport, creating economic and political ripples. Anchorage is a global logistics linchpin, and the disruption was costly. The event exposed vulnerabilities in the just-in-time global supply chain. Politically, it sparked national security debates and calls for hearings. Lawmakers demanded a full accounting from the FAA and DHS. The incident fueled arguments for modernizing aviation infrastructure. It highlighted the need for resilient backup systems. Geopolitically, it demonstrated the chaos a potential attack could cause. The shutdown became a catalyst for a national conversation on infrastructure resilience. Beyond data and debates, the shutdown impacted thousands of people. Passengers faced organized confusion as flights were delayed or canceled. Stories of stranded travelers highlighted the disruption's human toll. Airport staff worked tirelessly to manage the crisis. The city of Anchorage absorbed a population of displaced travelers. The shutdown was a city-wide event, affecting residents and visitors alike. It was a reminder of the airport's integration into the community's fabric. Analysts provided crucial context, interpreting the event's significance. Experts noted the outcome served as a stress test for potential cyber attacks. The failure of backup systems was a fundamental error. Analysts emphasized the need for true independence of backup systems. The military's response highlighted reliance on civilian infrastructure. The incident moved infrastructure security discussions from theoretical to tangible. It demonstrated internal fragility as a significant threat. The key takeaway is the need for resilience and graceful system degradation. This wasn't the attack feared, but it was a necessary warning. The event underscored the importance of strengthening infrastructure security. The Anchorage shutdown is a cautionary tale in aviation history. It demonstrated modern vulnerabilities and the impact of faulty code. The path forward requires investment in critical infrastructure. The FAA must review network architecture and backup systems. Genuine resilience is needed to withstand unexpected shocks. The public must stay informed and prepared for disruptions. The story of the shutdown is a near-miss opportunity to learn and improve. It is a call to action for leaders and citizens alike. Staying informed is a vital part of our collective security.